Hello everyone, it's Mahi, and for my mHealth presentation, today I will be presenting to you how Apple Heart Study can improve people's heart health over time. First, I will explain to you a little bit about how Apple Watch works, and then I will be moving on to a research that was done on Apple Heart Study. According to Apple, Apple Watch uses green LED lights paired with light-sensitive photodiodes to detect the amount of blood flowing through your wrist at any given moment. When your heart beats, the blood flow in your wrist and the green light absorption is greater. Between beats, it's less. Apple Watch measures your heart rate during workout and for 3 minutes after the workout ends to determine a recovery rate. In addition, Apple Watch measures your heart rate throughout the day when you're still and periodically when you're walking. Apple Watch also calculates a daily resting rate and walking average. The back of the Apple Watch needs skin contact for features like electrical and optical heart sensors. So, right fit, meaning not too tight, not too loose, and with room for the skin to breathe, keeps the users comfortable and lets the sensors do their jobs. Tightening the Apple Watch band for workouts is important for accurate monitoring. In addition, the sensors only work well if the Apple Watch is worn on the top of the wrist. Now that I introduced you to how an Apple Watch works, let's move on to a research study done on Apple Heart Study. So, the Apple Heart Study is a research study where the Apple Heart Study app uses data from Apple Watch to identify irregular heart rhythms, including those from potentially serious heart conditions such as atrial fibrillation, which is a leading cause of stroke. More than 400,000 people signed up for the Apple Heart Study, which makes it one of the largest studies efforts ever. Stanford Medicine did this research to better understand human health. Apple sponsored the study and owns the data, but the study data is stored at Stanford. Atrial fibrillation affects about 6 million people in the United States alone, and many do not know that they have it. Apple has an electrocardiogram sensor embedded into its Apple Watch Series 4 and Series 5 devices to monitor the heart's rhythm and return heart health information quickly to consumers. Like I mentioned earlier, there were more than 400,000 participants with an Apple Watch. This is one of the largest numbers of participants for a medical study. A little over 2,000 people received a notification of an irregular pulse. About a quarter out of the 2,000 people with irregular pulse wore a patch to monitor their heart's rhythm for 2 weeks before sending it back. Among those who were identified by the Apple Watch as having an irregular pulse and who then went on to return an electrocardiogram patch, 84% of their subsequent notifications were confirmed to be atrial fibrillation. That indicates that this kind of passive monitoring can be effective, although further studies are needed. Some of the atrial fibrillation detected by the Apple Watch was early stage, meaning that it happened infrequently enough that the subsequent patch was unable to pick it up. That did not necessarily mean that there were a lot of false positive results, because this was only true among the younger participants and not the older participants, who were most likely to be confirmed to be atrial fibrillation. The results of this study are promising, but they still haven't convinced cardiologists that Apple Watch and other wearable devices are the right tool for monitoring people for signs of atrial fibrillation. So there's a concern among heart doctors that while Apple Watch might identify lots of people who truly have atrial fibrillation, the medical community won't know how to treat them, especially with the young people, or those who have the condition in the earliest stages and don't have many other risk factors. Some cardiologists are already treating patients who have come to their clinics based off of the data they've received from just Apple Watch. which will become a more common occurrence over time slowly. Overall, the study is positive. It shows that there's a lot of potential for large-scale studies using a combination of tools and technologies to monitor patients remotely rather than requiring an on-site visit. And that is it. These are the references that I have used in my project. Thank you so much for watching.